Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a presentation of SuperPatch about the blue ocean business we've started here and that's building across the world. In business, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of different variables that come into play in anything. But something bigger than any one business is the why of doing it. And any successful business, any generational business will have a perfect alignment of the why, the what, and the how. Why does the business exist? What does it do? And then how does it do it? And we're going to cover those things. And so before I get into the formal business presentation, can I just find out from everybody by show of thumbs up, how many guests on the call here today that have never seen this presentation or don't know the backstory of SuperPatch, don't know the big why of why we're here and why I'm on this Zoom call with you on Saturday morning? And thank you for joining us, by the way. I think to understand, thank you for that. Thank you for that notice and letting me know. So this presentation is for you, all of the people that are guests. And let me see thumbs up, those of that just have joined us here in this month that are new to the mission. Let me see from hearts or thumbs, you can give me a heads up who've just joined us. This presentation is for you also. You know, behind the amazing product, behind the amazing testimonials, behind the amazing website and the marketing and all the amazing things that we do, there is an underlying why. Before we launched on January of 2023, there was a prehistory of how this whole thing started. So I'm going to take a few minutes, not that many minutes, but a few minutes to give you a little bit of a background on why this whole thing exists. Once upon a time, there was this amazing woman in the prime of her life in her early 30s. She had 3 great kids. She had an amazing husband and was trying to build an amazing life for herself and her family. In 1983, she was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis. Her case was so progressive, she went from diagnosis to wheelchair in 18 months. And what her family saw was the strongest person they knew, the strongest woman they knew, become completely dependent on others for her well-being, her care, her feeding, basically her entire survival. As many of you know, that woman was my mom. And I know many people have had the honor and pleasure of caring for their parents. Once upon a time, every home in the world was an old age home. That every home was a generational home. Every home had a grandparent. Every home had a parent. Every home had grandchildren. That has really been a backbone for the success of our species. It was a cooperative family, generational family that supported each other in good times and bad. They worked together, they lived together, take care of each other. It was no different in my house. When my mom got diagnosed and ended up in a wheelchair in such a young age, it was a matter of, okay, there was no discussion about why we would do or what we would do. It was just, we had to take care of my mom. And being the eldest, you can imagine that there's an immense sense of responsibility that falls on the eldest child. Any eldest kids on the call today? The eldest sibling, firstborn? You know what I speak of, right? There are immense expectations, rightly or wrongly, that fall on the eldest child. And there's different ways to process that, right? You can process it as, well, why me? Why do I have to do this? And I'm sharing this with you to understand, just for you to know that we're all the same. We all feel the same. We all have the same priorities in the big scheme of things. And what are those? We want to care for our family. We love our kids. We love our parents. We want a better life for ourselves. We want health. We want happiness. The fundamental stuff. It's not mystical or ethereal, right? Everybody wants a quality of life that's better than before. We want our children to have a higher quality of life than we had, as our parents want a higher quality of life for us than they had. I think that is natural. I think that's noble. I think that is a great life endeavor to build something that's worthwhile. So getting back to taking care of my mom. So I've been taking care of my mom for the better part over 40 years now. Mom's been in the wheelchair since 1985. So it's 40 years now. That's a long time. And this amazing woman has this undefeatable attitude about life, that something beautiful is just about to happen. I get my optimism from her. I get my resilience from her. I get my sense of finish what you start from her. She's just one of those amazing people, and sharp as a tack still. And in taking care of my mom, I learned a lot of things about myself, about my family, about my mom, about my dad. I learned a lot of things. And you learn these things. And let me just be very, very, very clear. Like when you're a kid, you don't always have the grace or the judgment to know that what you're doing is important, right? Were there days when I was like upset, saying, you know what, why the heck do I have to do this? Right? Yeah, sure there were. Sure there were. Were there days when I could have had a bit of a pity party? Yeah, of course. That's only natural. But what you have to understand is there are priorities in our lives, right? We just have to pick what we're going to do and what we're not going to do, right? So taking care of my mom has been one of the great honors of my life. And as I progress, as taking care of her, and I have two young siblings. I have an amazing brother. I have an amazing young kid sister. We've all played a great role in taking care of her. And she's seen us grow. She's seen us become amazing parents in our own right. Now a grandparent in my own right, right? And something I learned a long time ago is this. Sometimes all somebody needs is just a little bit of hope. They don't even need certainty that it's going to be okay. They just need a sliver of hope that it's going to work out. And that sliver of hope for me and my mom and my family lasted a long time. That modern medicine would figure out what was going on with my mom, that they would have an answer for MS, that they would be able to solve the issues, right? So, as I grew older, I had a great career in technology, amazing abundance financially, amazing success, sometimes embarrassingly successful in a lot of different endeavors that allowed me and gave me the resources to take care of my mom in a way perhaps many can't. And this went on for a long period of time. This went on for a better part of 25 years. And in 2008, and this is interesting. You're going to love this part. So in 2008, so I've taken my mom to a dozen countries and hundreds of specialists across the world to help her with her condition. And 2000, and none of them, although all had some hope, none of them actually were materially effective in helping her quality of life. And in 2008, there was this amazing news that came out of Italy that there was a doctor there that are proposing a new treatment for MS. He had proposed that there was iron buildup in the back of the neck around the spinal column, that if he could surgically remove that iron, that he would see amazing benefits, that he was seeing amazing responses in MS patients. He called it the liberation treatment, liberation process, liberation procedure. And so I went to my mom. I said, Mama, we're going to Italy. She's like, why? Actually, why? I go, Mama, there's a doctor there. He's having amazing results with MS patients, and he's going to do surgery on your neck. And she's like, he's going to do what? She goes, and for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm making light of it now, she said, no. She said, no, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm content that this is what the good Lord has willed for me and wished for me. And it's fine. I have you, I have my family, I have the grandchildren. I'm quite okay. And it was in that moment, in her, that moment of resignation, that moment where for the first time in my life, I saw a little bit of hopelessness in her. And a woman that had never shown that kind of hopelessness, it was quite upsetting. And I said, okay, you don't want to do it, we don't have to do it. But it set me on a journey of asking a lot of questions from the smartest people that I could find. Because with MS, what the story is, right? The story with MS is there's demyelination of nerve cells in our peripheral nervous system, and sometimes lesions in our central nervous system that interrupt the communication between our brain and our body. And with my mom, what she lost was motor control of her arms and her legs and her ability to sit up and stand and walk and do all those things. And as you might know, that my background for a long time is engineering. I'm a software engineer by education. I've developed security software and encryption software for a long time. I'm actually quite good at it. And so I started asking engineering questions to the smartest people that I could find regarding that connection between the mind and the body, that signal between the mind and the body. Because my thinking was, if they've been working on it for 25 plus years, 30 years, surely they must know what that signal is that's not getting through from here to her body. And when I asked those questions, they said, Jay, this isn't software. It's not how this works. I said, fair enough. Tell me how it works then. Tell me what that signal is. Only to be pushed back and told, more or less in nice terms, stay in your lane. You're a software guy. You're not a doctor. You're not a neurologist. I said, okay, I'll ask somebody else. And I asked some more people. And I asked some more people. And I realized that we didn't actually know what that signal was from here to here that was controlling our ambulatory control, our arms, our muscles, our legs, our balance ability. We didn't know what it was. And so then it was real simple for me. If we don't know what it is, then certainly we can't help it. We can't fix it. So this investigation was then compounded by, okay, where does this signal start? If we don't know what it is, do we know where it starts? And everybody agreed that it starts in our brain. And what's in our brain are these complex programs that are expressed as waves that generate information that gets to our body, right? That's the general understanding, right? This is the general scientific medical understanding of how our brain regulates our body. The general medical scientific understanding is this: our mind coordinates information, which is expressed as waves, brain waves, connecting one neuron to another neuron in complex meshes of brain waves, and those somehow go down our down our brainstem, and they become electrical impulses, which somehow have the information to tell our hands to do this, to write, to anything, not just our mobility, but control our breathing, to control our heart rate, to control our stress levels. Every physiological function has a program. And then my question, obviously, being a nosy engineer, was, What's the program that controls my mom's arms, legs, her balance, and her strength? And they came back and said, well, we don't know. It doesn't work. Again, it doesn't work that way, Jay. Can you imagine? And all I really wanted them to say was, I don't know. Because here's the truth of life. There's no learning till we admit we don't know. We agree, right? You can't possibly go down a journey of learning and discovery if we don't admit we don't know. We have to be humble in our ignorance. We have to be humble and say, you know what? It is yet to be discovered, not created. Let me be very clear. It already exists. All we have to do is discover it. We're not creating anything. The great creator has already made everything. We just have to go discover it and figure out how it works, right? So a lot of people take a lot of credit for things. And there are some creative notions involved, but not when it comes to our body, not when it comes to our mind-body connection. We're not creating anything between our mind and our body. It's already created. We just haven't figured out how to observe it, study it, analyze it. We haven't discovered it all yet. And so what this led me down was a journey from becoming a software engineer to becoming a neuroengineer. And starting in 2009, I started investigating big data around EEGs and brain maps and all those amazing things. And there's so many databases out there that have decades of collection of EEGs. And I wrote my own software to analyze that data over a period of years. So the software that I use to analyze EEG data is about 5.5 million lines of code. It took the better part of 4.5 years to write. And I use it to analyze EEG data from 250,000 people. There's a database called the Loretta database. And they've been collecting data, EEG sets, brainwave sets from people for decades. They have readings from over 250,000 people from age 2 to 85. Okay. It is the world's largest database for neurofunction research. So it's not my data. It's a nonprofit. They do it. We give them some money and anybody can have this data. What you have to do is then you have to analyze it. So I analyze it using software that I wrote, trying to discover, not create, discover the programs that regulate our body, that regulate our emotions. In the beginning, so this is the key part. In the beginning, I wasn't looking for any of these other things. I was just looking for the program that helped my mom's arms, legs, her balance, and her strength. That was the only thing I was focused on, right? There was no international business, right? Because at that point in time, I was financially independent. I had generational wealth, beautiful family, beautiful kids, an amazing marriage, the best life partner anybody can have. My parents live with me. My mom is still alive. My dad's an amazing human being. It's a saint, right? So everything's done. Everything's good. If you put a check mark beside the American dream, the Canadian dream, or any dream, I knocked that dream out of the park. Out of the park. But I go back to, well, I have everything except my mom's still not better. My mom is still not better. So this was a maniacal focus on trying to see if that perhaps there was another way to look at this. And in that discovery process, what I've been able to do over the last 15 years now, ladies and gentlemen, is deduce the neurological programs that help with balance, stability, muscle recruitment, strength, and balance. That was the first network that I deduced. Okay. Why? Because my mom didn't want to go through that liberation treatment. Inside joke. That's why the first patch I made is called the Liberty Patch. Because mom didn't want to do the liberation surgery. She didn't want somebody drilling in her neck. You get it? There's always a reason, right? Anyway, so I go down this road and I see that, oh my gosh, there is a language of the mind. There is a relationship of the different areas of our mind and the different brain waves that coordinate to control all the different physiological functions of our body. And I can see and isolate these networks and deduce these networks to the software that I've written. And so then the question is, so what? Then the question begs to remain, if a network isn't working properly and we can get it to work properly, will the person have a higher quality of life, a greater sense of wellness? And ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that it's absolutely possible. The key is, how do we do it? What do we do about it? Right? So why did I do this? I did this for the singular reason because I wanted to help my mom. The man that had everything woke up at the age of 38 looking for purpose. Why am I here? Certainly, I was not here to accumulate wealth and drive around in nice cars and take crazy trips. Surely there was more to it than that, that there was a purpose, there was a reason why all that abundance had come my way, and it certainly wasn't to be wasted. And my reminder was somebody I see every day. My reminder of why I had all those things was my mom, that there was more to do still. And I share this with you only to say that that's why I'm doing this. It doesn't have to be your why. Okay? Everybody has a personal why. That's why this is why I've done this. This is why I've invested my time, energy, money to do this. This is why these things have happened for me personally in doing that. And this arc of 15, 16 years of making this product, of making this company, the root of it, the genesis of it is real simple. The genesis of it is compassion, love, service, humility. That's the genesis of it. Okay, that's the root of it. Right? Now, sadly, in this world, no one pays us for those things. There's no economic business around compassion, love, humility, service. There isn't. There's no business plan that has that, right? That's not anybody wants to pay you. So what I am is an exceptional business person also. And I also live in the real world. And now, so what we needed to do was to take this amazing technology. What I wanted to do and what I was compelled to do was take this amazing discovery, this amazing development, and help not just my mom, but help as many people as we could. Because over the last 15 years, we've gone way beyond just the Liberty Patch and just balance, strength, and stability. We have solutions for pain and all these other amazing things. And before we get into the present, I'm going to share this with you. So this is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. What we've done, the core of this entire mission, of this entire why, is compassion, love, service, humility. That's the core of it. What that led to, the why is why we're doing it. Okay. The what is this tech, this technology, this way of communicating with our mind through our skin. Okay. That's the what. The how is this company called SuperPatch. Because in this world, what you have to do is you have to wrap your why in the what and the how. Because I told you, no one's going to pay us for love, compassion, sympathy, and all those amazing things, right? So we have to create an economic model that the world understands. So that need, that core why led to the what, the tech, the what. How we bring the tech to the world is the how, is SuperPatch Company. Okay, that's why I'm doing this. This is why I've done this. And I'm not doing anything else. Okay, it's the only thing I'm doing. So now once you understand why that exists, now you have to understand, okay, how have you built the economic model on? This is what we're going to talk about for the rest of the 35 minutes that we have here. Okay. And I apologize if I've taken a little bit longer, but I think those of you that are new need to understand the genesis of the root of this thing. That this did not start off as a economic scheme, does not start off as a business model. This does not start off as, oh, Jay's got an idea to make some more money. That's not how they started. They started with something else, right? It's become something else. It's transformed into this global movement. It's transformed into a global juggernaut of health wellness. But the core of it, the seed of this is love and compassion. The seed. That seed has grown this amazing big oak tree called SuperPatch. And the fruit that it bears when we give our technology to people, ladies and gentlemen, when we give our technology to people, the fruit that it bears is hope, compassion, and love. That is what the tens of thousands of testimonials tell me from across the world. And that's what this does. Right? So what we've had to do is make this amazing development, this amazing discovery scalable and global. Right? We have to develop a business model, an economic model where everyone's needs and everyone's whys can align with the economic model. That's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So let me get started. I'm going to share my screen. So blue ocean business for entrepreneurs. Every one of those words is important. Blue ocean in a business setting is where there's no competition. We're not competing for market share. We're not worried about price point. We're not worried about competitive pressures. We're creating a new category, a new market, something that's never existed before. So we create our own destiny. We create our own future. Okay, that's what blue ocean means, that we're not going to do, it's never existed before. It's a whole new market, drug-free health and wellness, a whole new thing that's never existed before. That's what we're doing. And it's for entrepreneurs. Okay. Seemingly everybody today wants to be an entrepreneur. But entrepreneurs are very special people. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. Entrepreneurs are tireless workers. Entrepreneurs are dedicated. Entrepreneurs don't sleep much. Entrepreneurs work like no one else before. Entrepreneurs understand delayed gratification. Entrepreneurs understand the 3 phases of business. What are those 3 phases of business, ladies and gentlemen? If an entrepreneur understands that for the first third of your entrepreneurial career, you're going to be underpaid, overworked, and underpaid. This is the entrepreneur's journey. Write notes. This is key. You understand this. In the entrepreneur's journey, there's 3 phases. The first third, overworked, underpaid, ton of uncertainty. Don't know when it's going to make it, or it's going to make it, or what you're going to get out of it. First third. Second third, you have some certainty, and the reward is equal to the work you're putting in. Okay. How long is that time frame? Different for everybody, different for every business, different for every circumstance. Third phase, you're seemingly overpaid for the work you put in. This is true for every entrepreneur. I'm telling you from my own life, and every entrepreneur that I know that ever done anything. To reach that generational level of success, you have to go through those 3 phases. Overworked, underpaid. Second phase, work equals pay or reward. Third phase, overpaid for the same amount of effort. Okay? That's the only thing, trust me. This is how this works. Okay? Now you have to understand, not every business is created equal. Just like not every entrepreneur is equal, not every business is created equal. You have to understand the 3 things I talked about before. Why is this business in existence? Why? It has to be completely aligned with what it does. And it has to be completely aligned with how it does it. All those 3 things have to be in complete alignment. Otherwise, you don't have real symmetry, real synchronicity, real alignment between the why, the how, and the what and the how. Okay? Those things have to be completely aligned. So imagine If I said I wanted to do this, change the world for drug-free health and wellness, and I was selling ingredients, or I was marketing energy drinks loaded with sugar and caffeine and stimulants, would that make sense? No, there'd be no alignment. Doesn't make sense. Has to be alignment. Okay. So this goes back. This really sums up what I shared the first half hour with you. I'm here to build something generational that'll transform the world. I've been blessed to discover something, to do something that's never been discovered before, which is the connection between the mind and the body and the mind, and to amplify and improve that connection without drugs, without surgery, without chemicals, without side effects. Imagine that. Like, can you get your mind around how fortunate, how lucky how blessed I must feel that I happen to be the right person at the right time, with the right life experience, with the right everything for this to develop in my lifetime and be in the middle of it. I can't possibly imagine doing anything else. It's like discovering electricity and saying, well, I'll work on this later. Or making the light bulb and saying, oh, you know what, let me put that away. It doesn't make sense. We have the light bulb for health and wellness for the world. That's how profound our technology and product is. Sounds like a big statement, but I'm telling you, there's nothing like it in the entire world. And what it asks of me is total and complete commitment. Because what we want to do is change the entire world. We want to help billions of people. I also realize I can't do it myself, right? So I'm going to do my part forever. And those of you that join us, if we all do it forever, we're going to change everything. Right? It's a big thing. It's massive. Right? And the core of this thing is the what. Right? The why and then the what. Disruptive technologies always change the world and always will. Right? Always has, always will. The light bulb changed the world. The steam engine changed the world. The plane changed the world. The car changed the world. The computer changed the world. Software changed the world. Social media changed the world. And now AI is changing the world. But every technology development in the history of the world has always been about getting more productivity out of people. Right? What's been missing is that technology innovation that actually makes people better, that improves the person. Not just diagnostic, not just a Fitbit band that reads how many steps I took or my heart rate or any of those other things. Not just diagnostic, but an intervention, an input of technology that improves the human condition, the human quality of life. Without drugs, without chemicals, without electricity, without batteries, without risk, without a crazy price tag. Technology has created more change and more wealth than anything else in the world. Always has, always will. The biggest companies in the world are all tech companies. There's a reason for that. They touch billions and billions of people and allow them to live their life a little bit better. Right? So how does that wrap up into an economic model? Solving the biggest problems creates the biggest opportunity. This is just a business fact. And I said to you, not every business is created equal. Not every business solves the same number of problems, right? That means not every business has the same size of economic opportunity. And why is that important? Why is the economic opportunity important? If you say to me, Jay, well, you know, your why is so strong, you just want to help people. Yeah, I do. But I can't scale it globally without a solid, stable economic foundation. Okay? You can't scale charity. You can't scale passion. You have to scale a business, and in our business has 4 fundamental pillars. The first pillar is, and this is a Japanese concept called Ikigai, and every business I've ever done is based on these 4 principles. First principle, you have to love what you do. Sorry, the first principle is we got to have something the world needs and deserves. First pillar. You have something the world needs and deserves. Yes. Second pillar. Do you love what you do? Because if you don't love what you do, you're going to get tired of it. Big check mark. We love what we do. Third pillar, equally important. Will you commit to always getting better, to continual improvement in ourselves, in the product, in the processes, in the companies, in our abilities, personal development, all of it. We have to commit to excellence, always getting better. Check mark. Fourth pillar, equally important. Is there a scalable, reliable economic model that supports it? Check mark. That's how you build a generational business. Without any of those 4, and they're all equally important. One is not more important than the other. And if you can have that foundational strength, you can build something generational. Now think about all the different businesses out there in the world. If what they have with the product they sell, if it went away, would the world change? Does the world really need that thing now, or could it do without it? Something to think about, right? What we have, the world absolutely needs and deserves. And we'll talk about why, right? This is why. Because the world's got some really big wellness problems. The world needs this. Why? 6 billion people with poor sleep. 2 billion people with aches and pains. 1 billion people with weak immune system. 2 billion people with low energy, low fitness, cognitive decline, high stress, mood issues, calorie issues, unclean beauty issues. Yeah, the world needs this. A lot of it. A lot of it, right? But you're going to say, well, Jay, you know what? That's all fine and dandy, but people are still surviving. They're still getting through the day. They are, right? Because there's a lot of wellness solutions still available. Obviously, there's antibiotics and drugs and natural products and lifestyle changes, and you can do a diet change. And of course, exercise is important. Surgery is always an option. So are therapies, supplements, caffeine, other OTC products. This actually is a multinational, multi-trillion-dollar industry. This is multiple industries, all under health wellness. Trillions and trillions of dollars being spent every year. Right? So yeah, there's solutions there. So Jason, what are you doing? Who cares? We care because all of these solutions have challenges and risks, contraindications, of side effects, hard to use, safety issues, cost issues, regulatory issues, invasive issues, overdoses issues, lifestyle change resistance, unproven product efficacy. There's a lot. And listen, I'm not preaching to those that are not aware. How many of thumbs up or heart, how many of you in the United States or Canada have seen a commercial for the new antibiotic where the list of side effects is longer than the proposed benefit? Yeah? And we're force-fed that on TV every day. How many of us, give me a thumbs up or a heart, how many of us read the research about a wonder drug that 5 years later is proven to be toxic, poisonous, and dangerous? Yeah, all of us. So I'm not knocking anything. I'm just telling you what the reality is. Now we have an opioid crisis that's been raging for a number of years. There is an Ozempic crisis coming. There is a melatonin crisis coming. Children are ODing on melatonin. Look it up on Google. So this is real. This is real. People don't want this anymore. What do they want? What people really want and need. They want 100% drug-free solutions. They want non-invasive options. They don't want contraindications. They don't want side effects. They don't want to change their diet. They want to change their lifestyle. They want to be quick and effective. They want to be side effect free. They want it easy to use. They want things that are safe for the child and the mom. They want to test it. They want it affordable. That's what they want. How do we know? Because I asked 10,000 people, what do you want out of your health and wellness solutions? This isn't a guess. This is data driven. This is what people want and need, right? So again, not all businesses are created the same. But to solve these things that have never been solved before, we need a new approach. We need a breakthrough, right? Because innovation isn't in the past. We agree. Innovation is not going to come from old ideas. It's going to come from new ideas. We have to get out of the petri dish, right? We got to jump out and say, what's going on in this crazy world? How can we break the old paradigms? And the advancement has to be so fantastic that it's magical. Because if it's not magical, then that means they've seen it before, right? You ever see a magic trick and you go, I've seen that before? Hands up, you've seen that? Oh, I've seen that magic trick before. Right? I've seen that before. Somebody recommends a new supplement to you. Oh, yeah, I've tried that before. I've tried protein before. I've tried collagen before. I've tried this before. I've tried that before. I've done that, right? I've seen that before. Then you're talking about what makes a difference. Oh, well, my supplement's better than your supplement. Or my exercise routine is better than your exercise routine. Or my yoga is better than your yoga. Whatever it is. My Fitbit's better than your Fitbit. Right? Same old, same old. To be sufficiently advanced technology, it has to be indistinguishable from magic. Otherwise, it's a Me Too product. And so what we're proposing is unlock our human potential. Use technology to discover and unlock what's inside us. Right? Unlock human potential through unrivaled technology. Right? And here's our innovation, ladies and gentlemen. This is our innovation. Our innovation is vibrotactile technology. As I said at the beginning, every bodily function has a neural program, including breathing, walking, balance, pain, stress, sleep, immune, name it. There's a program running in our brain. There's an app running in our brain that's controlling those functions. And that app gets stuck sometimes. But the only language that program understands is waves. It doesn't understand English. It doesn't understand Spanish. It doesn't understand French. It doesn't understand German. It doesn't understand Chinese. It doesn't understand any language, okay? It does not understand anything that we've created, okay? It's already there. It's already created. We just have to discover it. So what I've done is discovered that language of those programs. And I figured out how to communicate it through VTT. Those ridges, when they come in contact with our skin, create sensations, which are waves, which communicate with our mind. And it restores those programs from being stuck or in a loop or from damage and brings them back to normal. It's like a tuning fork. It helps tune the program back to normative function. It brings those messages and those signals back to factory settings. Just like blind people read with their fingertips, blind people are reading the alphabet, language. The skin is reading it, right? Our fingertips are reading it. Our skin is reading VTT. And the language that it's understanding is pre-programmed. No one teaches us balance or breathing or pain or stress or sleep, right? These things are pre-programmed in all of us the same way. They don't all work the same in everybody, but they're programmed exactly the same way. That's why this thing is such a breakthrough. In the great question of the mind-body connection, we've developed the first connector. This is actually the world's only mind-body connector. It connects our mind to our body and our body to our mind, allowing both to work better in harmony and homeostasis. And nothing like this exists anywhere else. That's our breakthrough. And so this development has allowed us to develop products that are drug-free, quick and proven benefits. We've got the FDA compliance and registration, millions of happy customers, incredible clinical results, money back guarantee, made in the United States, positive reviews. We've got so many products, 13 products that deliver on this promise, right? And how easy is to use? Take the patch you like, peel it, stick it, enjoy. Patch and go. safe for your skin, drug-free, paraben-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, latex-free, you name it. Made by amazing companies, made with amazing materials, safely, right? This is a massive breakthrough in what health and wellness is and should be. And the research, we've got research papers, dozens of studies completed, half a dozen on the way. Why? Why do we have to do that? It's part of the system. It's part of the program. We have to be able to prove the claims that we make. We want to be compliant. We have to deliver on that. We have to deliver on that. We have to have the goods. We have to have the data. We have to have the research. Peer-reviewed, controlled studies, published. More on the way. This is why we're serious about what we're doing, because we're doing something generational. We can't build a generational business, a generational movement by shortcuts. So there's no shortcuts, right? And just some fun facts about the science. Let's get back to it. So people say, you know what, Jay, what do you mean by cells talking to cells and signals from the skin to the brain? Well, here's an FYI. In 1939, two brilliant doctors, Rabbi and Millman at Columbia University, published a paper that proved every single cell in our body was transmitting and receiving a signal. 1939. It's not new. This is not hocus pocus. This is not pseudoscience. They won the Nobel Prize 6 years later for developing the first MRI. So let me get this straight to you. Don't let people's ignorance decide whether a product or technology is real. They just don't know. It's like me saying, well, I don't know about that, so it can't be real. Every day we're learning more about the universe and our bodies and our minds that we didn't know 30 years ago. Right? So you can tell them, hey, whoever pushes back, say, listen, we've known for 85 years that every cell is receiving and sending a signal. Actually, they won the Nobel Prize for that. You don't have to accept their ignorance as your reality, right? Because ignorant people usually are very stubborn, as you might know, right? Another fun fact, in 2021, 2 more doctors won the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine for discovery of the transducers in our skin that actually generate the nervous signal that goes to our brain. They actually discovered it in 2010, just right. I read their first research in 2010, their first findings, when I started doing my own research about how the skin talks to the body. And 11 years later, they were given the Nobel Prize for their discovery. Without a doubt, the educated scientific community that's studying haptic sciences, skin to brain sciences, knows that our skin speaks to our body, that our skin sends very complex signals to our brain, right? So what happens is we're just so far advanced. We're 50, 60 years advanced that people are like, it's too good to be true. 50 years ago, this thing was too good to be true also, right? We're just 50 years ahead. They just need to commit to reading the research and understanding. If they have some skepticism, say, listen, dozens of published studies, Nobel Prize has been given in the space, in the science. There's no gray, right? And so here's our patches. Here's what 16 years of research and development have given us. Revolutionary products are changing health, wellness, and performance, right? This is the how. Remember we talked about the why? The why is why we're doing this, change the world for better quality life of the world. Without drugs, right? The what is the tech. What is the tech? The how is this. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it with these super patches, with this product, with this company, with this mission, right? Freedom patch for pain, victory patch for athletic performance, liberty patch for vitality and balance, ignite patch to help manage calories, joy patch for mood, happiness and optimism, peace patch to manage stress, Libby patch for glowing skin, defend patch to give us immune support, focus patch for attention and for our kids to help them focus, rocket patch to bring back vigor and vitality of our youth, kick it to help us beat some bad habits and remember to sleep like never before. The biggest health and wellness needs in the world right here on this page. 85% of the people at the doctor's office are there for some kind of pain, low energy, and poor sleep. 85% of the people at the doctor's office are there for some kind of pain, poor sleep, and low energy. They're like, Jim, what about energy? And then we launched the Boost Patch for energy like never before, drug-free, sugar-free, caffeine-free energy. So we can help 85% of the people. Let this sink in. We have a solution for 85% of the people in every doctor's office in the world. As I said before, not all businesses are built the same. Our why aligns with our what, aligns with our how. We have a solution for 85% of the people in any doctor's office in the world. Aches and pains, poor sleep, low energy. So we've spent 15 years and $25 million making the best possible product and the best possible business. Now what? Time to make it the best known. We have to make it the best known. Now it's awareness. Now it's product evangelization. Now it's taking our product, our what and our how to the world. The why we know. And you all have your own whys, which is fantastic. But now we got to tell the whole world, right? And business is competitive, right? Peter Thiel says competition for losers, and I agree with him. What does that mean? That means don't play in a red ocean. This is why we're blue ocean. We don't compete. We create our own market, our own categories. We are one of one. We are one of one. There's nothing like this anywhere in the world. And I'll take it to the next level. Business is a contact sport, and we play to dominate. We're not here for participation. We're here to take over. We're going to dominate. We're not like any other MLM in the history of MLM. No MLM has spent $25 million in 15 years developing the what and the how, the product. Never done before. Never been done before. We've done it. Why? Because the power of our why, the power of our what, and the power of our how. Not all businesses are created equal, ladies and gentlemen. We have some incredible advantages that no other company has, right? First, it's our $500 billion addressable market. How big is this? How big is this business opportunity? How big could this be? In time, it could be 500 billion. Why? People are spending $4.5 trillion. So let me share this with you. Why not all MLMs are the same and why there's no other MLM like this. We have the largest market opportunity of any network marketing company in the world. We have solutions for more people than any other network marketing company in the world. We can help people with more needs and more wants than any other network marketing company in the world. These are facts. We actually have more solutions than any big pharma company in the world. We can actually help more people than any one single big pharma company in the world. Get your head around that. You want to be an entrepreneur? You need to know this. How big is your opportunity? It's limitless. You're going to dedicate time, energy, resources, money, energy into building your entrepreneurial dream. What are you going to build? This opportunity is bigger than anything in the world. Okay? It's certainly bigger than anything in network marketing. There isn't another company that comes close in terms of the solutions we offer. Okay? And there's more. We actually have a 10-year product roadmap that we know what the products are going to be over the next 10 years. So it's not like one and done. We're not done. We own our tech, right? And we keep developing and keep doing R&D. And so we have these amazing advantages. We own our intellectual property. Nobody else has it. I own it. I developed it. I discovered it. And we protect it in every country in the world. That means there's no Me Too products. Second, maximum market opportunity. We just talked about how big the market is for us. We're stepping into a $4.5 trillion global market. In time, we can touch 500 billion. Our products work. Proven clinical studies and thousands of testimonials. Our products work fast. Ladies and gentlemen, no one's going to give us 90 days for product efficacy. No one's going to give us 30 days to try. They want to see results right away. So we have a life-changing, mind-blowing demonstration. No need to wait for weeks and months for results. Patch and go, and they're going to see their life change. Regulatory and clinical compliance. Every country we sell in, we're registered to sell in and allowed to sell in. Can every network marketing company say that? Can every network marketing company say that their products are the same in every market? No. That's the advantage of being drug-free and ingredient-free. The product will never change because there's no ingredients to change. The what is the VTT? We own it. It's drug-free. We promise no lifestyle change. You don't need to change your diet or your lifestyle. Patch and go. Easy to use and consumable. We've priced it just right for consumers. We do massive market research to find out what the perfect price for the consumer is. So people will engage. Affordability and accessibility are the cornerstones of health, wellness, and consumer acceptance. Products that are too expensive, they come and go. There's a graveyard of too expensive products. If we want to change the world has to be able to afford our solutions. Critical for customer acquisition and retention. And then finally, we have a co-op marketing program that allows us to pool our resources to mass media marketing, to bring awareness to the world, to build our brand so we become a household brand, not just in the United States, not just in Canada, but globally. The whole world will know. There will come a day when every home has a pack or two of our product. Trust me, surely as I knew this product would exist, surely as I knew that I would solve that solution in that 15 years of discovery, surely as I knew that, I know this. Our product will be in every land, in every country. We will go wherever the wind blows. Why? The world's demanding it. The world's asking for it. The world needs it. The world deserves it. All it needs is our input, our commitment. That's it. That's it. Everything else is locked down. Everything else is done. Right? So what do these market advantages matter? They matter because there's a lot of noise in the world. We have to be able to separate ourselves. So let me go back. When you're evaluating businesses, not just network marketing businesses, when you're evaluating any business, if you're an entrepreneur, you're evaluating any business, make sure that these things are check marks for you. That the business opportunity you're going to invest in, the business you're going to buy, the business you're going to invest in, the opportunity is going to come your way, that do they have these things? Because if they do not have these things, there is a weakness in their business plan. And these little weaknesses become big weaknesses. Little holes become big holes. These things solve the big picture problems because that's where companies get in trouble because they don't know what the next step is, right? So you have to be able to solve for those. So why do these market advantages matter? Number one, 66% of people don't have $500. 66% of the people in North America, your neighbors, my neighbors, people across the street, 2 out of 3 people don't have an extra $500 for an emergency. In our world, in the world of network marketing, there's a lot of empty hype, too much hype. It's empty. All sizzle, no steak. Too many scams. I said it. I said the S word. I'm tired. And I hear the stories, ladies and gentlemen. I hear the stories of people losing fortunes, lifetimes of savings, following get-rich-quick schemes where there's no product, there's no verifiability, there's no intellectual property, there's no clinical studies, everything's vaporous, and they think it's a business. Let me say this to you. The core of a business definition of commerce is this: you are going to trade a product or service for money. There's an exchange of value. A product or service that has value, you're going to give it, and they're going to give you back some money. If that's missing, then all that's left is just the economic scheme. Just something you got to watch out for. But you're all grown up, so you should know. Too many Me Too products. I don't want to compete with Amazon. Do you? Who wants to compete with Jeff Bezos on pricing, reach, distribution? I don't want to compete with him, right? He's got some unfair advantages, but he has the world's largest marketplace of Me Too products. So why would we be there? We have intellectual property. We have uniqueness. We have a controlled distribution. We own it. We control it. We control where we sell it and who gets to buy it and who gets to sell it. Finally, there's too many MLMs. There seems to be like 100 MLMs that pop up every day. And none of them have the 8 advantages. Some have 1 or 2. But none of them have all 8. Write this down. No other network marketing company has all of those 8 advantages. It's a big statement, but I'll talk to anyone that says otherwise. Not another one. This is why they're not all the same. I told you before, we're one of one. We're blue ocean, we're a unicorn. People are financially exhausted. People are financially exhausted. Inflation is punishing. And the issues in the economy are systemic and not going away, right? The economic challenges that the world is seeing, our countries are seeing, our cities are seeing, our families are seeing, these problems didn't stop overnight. They're systemic. The world is $320 trillion in debt. Let me say that again. If we added up all the debt of every single person, every single country, every single company in the world, is $320 trillion in debt. Didn't have an overnight. This is why taxes are what they are. These are all these terrible things, right? Systemic issues. And everyone needs extra cash today in the long run. Reality. Why? Because we want to provide a better life for ourselves and our families. Just simple as that. So what are the options? In today's world right now, what are our options? So SuperPatch, we're crushing the gig economy because people say, well, you just go to the gig economy. And income options for 500 beyond. Well, let's listen, the gig economy, and I'll say this, and again, I'll challenge anybody to prove me wrong. The gig economy is a great reversal of the great American dream. It is a reversal to trade time for money. Drive Uber for a few hours, get paid. The average Uber driver makes $17 an hour. Do DoorDash, do this, do that, trade time for money. That is not progress. That is not progress. That is a massive step backwards, right? So let's compare. Gig economy gives you extra money. SuperPatch can give you extra money. Quick cash, you can make some quick cash. Here's the challenges with the gig economy. It's limited market. It's time for money. Income is limited by time. You're by yourself. It's a solo effort. It's a localized economy. You can't scale it. There's no incentives. There's no recognition. There's no asset being built. There's no transferability of that asset. There's no personal growth and no transferable skill. You will learn no skills doing DoorDash. You will learn no skills being an Uber driver. Sorry. Time for money. Okay? There's a reality. With SuperPatch, we have unlimited market and advantages. Unlimited income potential. Income beyond time input. So what you do this month, you get benefit of it next month. Isn't that amazing? You put effort, work into this month, you realize some economic benefit. And if you did it the right way, you're going to see another economic benefit from the same work next month. That's called compounding. And you do some more work the next month, you see the results of that month, and then it's going to compound again from the first month into the third month, and then in the fourth month. Compounding works in our industry, but you have to keep contributing every month in terms of effort. But it builds and it scales. And we're in a global economy. It's limitless scale. It's a team effort. You're not by yourself. You have an entire corporate team that delivers for you. You have teammates that work with you. You have incentives beyond money. We have trips. We have fun contests, recognition for the performance. Everybody needs recognition when you're doing a great job. And you're building an asset. So what are you building, ladies and gentlemen? What you're building is a distribution business. What do we distribute? We distribute drug-free health and wellness. When you commit to this organization, when you commit to this business, when you commit to your business and to your dream, and you get to vice president and above, you get paid on every single product that's sold in your organization. You get paid on every product that your organization distributes. Distribution business are the most stable businesses in the world. You have a product the world needs and wants on a global scale. It's a $4.5 trillion industry that you get to distribute into. So you put effort into it, you build a distribution channel. Maybe you want to sell 1 million packs a year through your business. You're going to get paid on every single one of them. And then if you want to transfer this to your children, you have to teach them how to be entrepreneurs and how to be business people so they can actually run the business when you want to hand it off to them. The biggest mistake I see sometimes in this industry is people give their business to kids that are not qualified, not motivated, not interested. And it crumbles like any other business. Get them involved. Show them what this is. Transfer your skill set to them so they know how to run a business. And personal growth and transferable skills. Listen, we're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal growth and transferable skills. We have leadership mentorship with John Maxwell, one of the foremost leadership developers in the world. He's trained thousands of companies. We're one of 6 companies he works with this year. We've hired Rob Sperry, one of the foremost skills development coaches in our industry. We don't charge anybody for this. You do the input, you get ranked up, you get qualified, and you get access to all the development. And those skills are going to transfer to anything you do in your life. Leadership skills apply to your personal life, your professional life, your business life, everywhere. And it's for you. It's for you. That's how we get to greatness. That's what separates us from the gig economy. And then really, frankly, any other network marketing company in the world. Right? So our success to date, people say, don't tell me, show me. Well, here it is. 60 million their first year, 100 plus million their second year. We're going to scratch 200 million this year, 30 plus countries, over 75 million patches sold, approaching a dozen clinical studies. And we presented at the leading health congresses in the world where our research is peer-reviewed and selected for presentation and poster presentation. I've not seen one network marketing company at any of the congresses we've presented at. Okay? Not one. Why? They're not interested in it. They're not interested in research and innovation, right? So we're growing. This year, we're opening up Turkey, Switzerland, Mexico, and Colombia opening soon. We are on a roll. We will be global before you can say boo. Why? The opportunity demands it. Our why demands it, our what demands it, and our how demands it. We want to change lives of billions of people for the better with drug-free solutions. We have to get out in the world. But we don't do it haphazard way. We open a market, we grow, we scale, we stabilize, then we go to the next market. We open, we grow, we scale, we stabilize, then we go to the next one. It's just responsible business strategies that allow us to grow and scale in a responsible way. Our success speaks that we're doing it the right way. It's being used by players and teams in every major league in the world, and more coming. We have some of the best strategic partners in the world that help us deliver on logistics, on manufacturing, on credit card processing, on our back office, on technology implementations. Why? You have to work with the best so you can stay the best and be the best. We have amazing brand advocates, from Jay Glazer to Robbie Lawler, and dozens more coming. We have an amazing advisory board. Every single one of them is involved in a research study that we're doing. Like I said, there's another 4 to 6 coming this year. Why? We continue with R&D. We continue with innovation. So what's left? Those of you that have just joined, you're here at the right time. Congratulations on your decision. Those of you that are guests, catch the wave. You've got a check mark beside everything you would ever want in a business. Product technology leadership, the R&D, exclusive IP, a global opportunity of hundreds of billions of dollars, and a simple scalable compensation plan that's easy to use, easy to see, and easy to max. Plus trips, rewards, and more. And then we have a plan. Your leadership team who's brought you on board has access to the first 60 days. We teach you the steps so you can start earning quickly. We have an interactive marketing app that automates sharing with SuperPatch. Experiential contests that allow you to participate in wellness and business, incentive tips, rewards, and prizes all year long for associates. Listen, we got to have fun along the way. We're going to Cancun here in about 2.5 weeks. Then we're off to Singapore. We're going to announce our next incentive tip here real soon. We just finished our planks and push-ups. Wait till you see the next contest, guys. You guys, your heads are going to blow up. It's going to be so amazing. In time, we'll have the whole world with us. We love what we do, and we're going to have fun doing it. And we're going to keep getting better and better and better. So how do you get involved? How do you get involved? With all this amazing investment, all this amazing success, if you're a guest here, how do you get involved? It's real easy. It's not tens of thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands of dollars. My recommendation is $12.99. You get our Flex 40, pick the 40 of your favorite products. Ask the person who brought you on the call how to get started. So right out of the gate, we give you back your $12.99 plus way more product, right? You get $2,400 in retail product right away. Another couple of days, you get to join for $1. Yeah, so we did this crazy promotion this month where our membership regularly $40 was only $1. It's a fun little goofy thing we did for the summer. But listen, the team's growing at record pace. This is the fastest growing month in terms of membership in the history of our company. It's mind blowing. This is the best value. It's like 45% off retail. You can't go wrong. Call the person. If you're a guest and you have an entrepreneurial streak in you and you want to work with the next big thing that's already got a track record, there's no risk here, by the way. There's zero risk. We're winning. We're going to keep winning. We're going to dominate. If that sounds like something you want to participate in, get on board, call the person, text the person, message the person that got you on the call today, and get signed up. Don't miss out. July is going to be exciting. August is going to be exciting. We're going to get into the fall, and we're on our rocket ship to unbelievable heights. And we're going to do it together. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time this morning. I know I went about 15 minutes over. I do apologize. But I had a lot that I wanted to share today. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your commitment. I wish I could thank you all personally, one by one, and maybe at our events. I'll have an opportunity to do that. I do so love and respect you all very much. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
Recording stopped.